Greetings all, it is Max and we are back. We're going to do, at least I'll do one more here tonight. And we're just going to talk about the Sabbath. Now this is the thing that the most identifiable work that you're supposed to be doing according to Hebrew rooters. It's the easy one. It's the Sabbath day and even the Seventh-day Adventists. Because it's on the Ten Commandments and it says you need to remember that. You need to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. This is their pretty much main crux position that they think, aha, we got them. With the Sabbath day. Listen to these lying goats tell you about what following the Sabbath really is. Listen to these lying people that look you in the eye and say, we follow the Torah and you should too. Let's see what these lying Freemasons, I think. Okay, because in looking on the video, I mentioned it was on May Day. They were doing their Sabbath study, you know, as in Saturday, but they streamed it Monday. Why wouldn't they do a Sabbath thing on the Sabbath? Why did they wait until May Day to stream? Very strange. Very strange. Well, at any rate, let's go on and let's hear what they say about the actual proper way to keep the Sabbath and what they think about the works now, right? Let's just see what they say.
So the last time that I was kind of in the background of the show, but watching the chat, and it's a subject that I try to avoid a lot because it's not an understanding of people who live in the world. So if you're not interested in like the deeper things of Torah, if you've not sold out to it, this isn't for you.
If you're not interested in the deeper things of the Torah, if you're not sold out to it, right? Unless he's saying something else. Sounds to me like he says, unless you're sold out to it. Let's see.
Yeah, so the last time that I was kind of in the background of the show, but watching the chat, and it's a subject that I try to avoid a lot because it's not an understanding of people who live in the world. So if you're not interested in like the deeper things of Torah, if you've not sold out to it, this isn't for you yet. It's basically you have to come to the understanding that the Torah is truth and that
it's not for you. It's secret occult knowledge. What is Christianity about? Spreading the gospel far and wide to every creature. Do you think this sounds of God? Selling out to the Torah, and maybe you're just not ready for it. It's too occult, it's too secret. It's too powerful for you to understand. You get the lingo that they're talking. It's not Christian, guys. Absolutely nothing about this. This is wicked, Talmudic, satanic, devil stuff.
Plan to apply your life that way, to make the adjustments as you learn, as you grow in the Torah. You make certain changes in your life that become an everyday part of life. For instance, the Sabbath is like a simple one. As far as I'm concerned, It's a simple one.
Simple. As far as he's concerned.
You kind of use the method that Yeshua was talking about in Matthew chapter 5, who talks about the ones who are not entering in the kingdom of heaven if the righteousness does not exceed that of the Sadducees and the Pharisees, the righteous teachers of the day.
They always want to bring up this Matthew 5 verse, and I have no idea what they're talking about, where they're saying there's a contradiction in there or something like that. I want to tackle this one thing first, is that he says the Sabbath day is a simple one. The Sabbath day is a simple one to keep. Follow the Torah. Follow the Torah. Follow the Torah. $49.95 free delivery. Follow the Torah. Follow the Torah. Let's take a look at the Sabbath day according to the Torah. Exodus chapter 20 verses 8 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord thy God, and thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. I follow the Torah. I follow the Torah. It's easy. I just nap all day. Again, this guy's got running lights. He's got the internet running. What are his kids doing? Where's his wife? Look at all the people that are being made to work by them having a live stream. And then all of the people that are in the chat. Or is this their church? Is that what they're calling it? Still, you are making people work. It's the easy one. The Sabbath is one of the reasons that they had to sacrifice animals in the Old Testament, because they weren't keeping the Sabbath. Because nobody can keep it, especially not today. We'll continue on.
They shall not by any means enter into the kingdom of heaven, but it says that those who teach men to break the least of the commandments and do so will be called least in the kingdom of heaven, meaning they're like less than human or less than counted. And for me, like the Sabbath is like one of the least of the commandments. Like it's a day where you like don't do anything. Like that's a very simple command as far as I'm concerned. What I'm about to talk about here is
he says that as he's breaking the Sabbath. Is that he's a guy who's supposed to be the Torah expert. He's supposed to be the Torah expert. He's the guru that you need to go to and send your tithes to tell you how to be spiritually perfect and ascend up to God and all this stuff. The guy doesn't even know the Sabbath day. He could have at least pulled up Exodus 20, couldn't he? Couldn't he have done that and said, look, it just says lay around and hang with your buds and have a few beers. That's all it says for the Sabbath day. Man, if you can't keep that. No, it says you can't work, nor can you make anyone else work. And you have to make sure everyone in your family, they don't work either. Otherwise, you're in violation of the Sabbath. I don't know how you can mistake this. Now, I mean, I'm not a Torah guru. I just have this thing called a Bible with an Old Testament in it. And in the Old Testament, it says that I'm not allowed to work, make anyone else work, or have any servants do anything, or anyone who's even staying in my house. Or my cattle can't work. Whatever that means. Do you understand how impossible that is to keep? Do you imagine being a beef farmer or dairy farmer where it's Sabbath day, you can't milk your cow? What's going to happen to your cow? You're going to have some problems with your cow, aren't you? These things are put in there to prove and to show God can show the people that they cannot be as righteous as God and they cannot work their way into heaven. That is the point. Oh, the Sabbath is the easy one.
Is not the least of the commandments. This is a very sold out, difficult thing to understand. But
Really?
I'm not going to get into the details of
Sold out,
what it
difficult
meant
thing.
in the Torah, but I am going to get into the details of the communication that happens in the New Testament.
Okay, well, he said sold out again. The sold out thing, and you have to get really deep into it and really figure it out. And it's like, oh yeah, you have to connive a way to try and explain this stuff. You have to kind of connive away. I love that though, the Sabbath.
Of what it meant in the Torah, but I am going to get into the details of the communication that happens in the New Testament where people get it very much confused. Of course, I have to use the Old Testament for context of the New Testament, and everybody who reads the New Testament without the context of the Old Testament can twist things up. Like Peter said about Paul, people that read Paul's letter get them all twisted up if they don't know where he's coming from, what he's talking about, the same way that they do with the scriptures. So you have to get a fundamental...
Yeah, he's talking about Galatians, where Peter is rebuked for being a Hebrew rooter. Notice there's no scriptures yet again. Well, it's really difficult to explain, and you really got to use the Old Testament for context. Well, where is the Old Testament passages? The guy couldn't even pull up Exodus 20 to tell us about the Sabbath day and how easy it is to keep. Mayday, 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 mayday. Anyways, this is video 1. And as you can tell, we're 10 minutes in and it's a 2-hour video. So, this is what you get. This is what you get, guys. You all want to be goats and liars, and you want to take sheep away from the flock out to your little crazy nutcase devil-filled cult and steal their money? Now, the people that are going to come across my videos, I'm going to warn them. And with that, till next time.